Hello, everyone.
Welcome to RPG Monday Talk.
Um,
I am helping
yep.
hand 23.
Yeah, you are. How's it going? So yeah, this is Gold. This is Helping Hands. And last time we were talking about part.
Mainly
Go on.
mainly just examples of play, like section of
Well,
this.
well, part four was examples of play. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
But last time we were talking about the character creation tool, what was just released recently on Pathfinder Nexus. Correct?
um, what tool was that?
Pathfinder Nexus character creation tool.
Oh yeah, we went through a
Uh,
character creation. Yeah, that's true.
yeah. Yeah. And now we're going over format of rules, basically.
Yeah. So this is we've got to using this book, haven't we?
Yep,
That's
we're
where
we're
we've
just
got
like
to. Yeah. So, um,
we
yeah.
said you said you wanted to do format of rules and skip using this book,
Um,
or do you want to continue using this book?
yeah. Let's
Using this
let's
book then?
continue. Let's continue all the way. I mean, we're here. We might as well.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
yeah. So, would you like to do the majority of the reading? Um, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
As usual.
Yeah.
While using this book, while this chapter is here to teach you the basics of Pathfinder, the rest of this rule book serves as a reference manual during play and is organized to make finding the rule you need as easy as possible. Rules are grouped together in chapters, which with each early chapters focusing on character creation. The last two chapters contain rules of GMs, what is the dungeon masters or game masters of the game. See the core rule book, which core rulebook is basically has the main rules with advice on how to run a game of Pathfinder and a rich array of treasure. The following is a summary of what you can expect to find in each chapter.
Cool.
Chapter 1 is Introduction. This introduction is designed to help you understand the basics of Pathfinder. This character also includes the rules of building and leveling up a character. The chapter ends with an example of building a level 1 character.
Cool.
Chapter 2 is Ancestry and Backgrounds. The rules for four or of the most common ancestries in the Age of Lost Omens are in this chapter. This is basically the world's basic world of Pathfinder, what are in most books.
Cool.
And they include their ancestry feat options. Backgrounds are at the end of the chapter, along with a section about languages as the most influenced by your choice of ancestry. So basically, all the races, um, classes, next is class, races, and backgrounds, so like how to influence your character.
Yeah.
Next is classes, what is chapter 3.
Yeah.
This chapter contains 4 of the 12 classes from the core rule book. Each class entry includes guidelines on playing a class, rules for building and advancing a character of that class, sample builds, and all the class features available for members of class. This chapter also includes rules for familiars, which can be acquired by the wizard class. At the end of this chapter are the rules of archetypes. Several options available to characters as they increase in level. These rules allow a character to dabble in abilities of another class or concept. Basically, Pathfinder is you can customize your character a lot more than most other
There's there's
RPG.
there's a lot more customization around your character. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
really, like yeah, detail customization. Yeah. Which is good when you have an idea of what you want your character to be. So it's good. It's good to help people refine what their idea for their character is. Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So skills.
The rules for using skills are presented in this chapter, and they detail what a character can do with a given skill based on the character's proficiency rank. Ancestry, background, and class can divide some of the character's skill proficiencies, and each character also can have a select few additional skills to reflect their personality and training.
Cool.
So just that's basically self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Next is Chapter 5 will be feats. As characters advance in battle, they gain additional feats that represent their growing abilities. General feats and skill feats, which are subset of general feats, are presented in this chapter. Feats are basically your biggest customization. Every time you level up, you gain several different types of feats, depending
Pretty
on
cool.
what your character background, class, and race
So
is.
adds more customization to your character as well.
Yep. These are going to be that when we get there, it's going to be a doozy. So we're going to have to be very careful. We don't say anything like give wrong information.
Yeah. Well, so far, so I've not actually played a game of Pathfinder yet. We're just reading through the rules. But so far, what I'm getting is each player really needs to know what they've picked and what it does, and have it on
Yes.
their that's their responsibility. If I was running a game of Pathfinder, I'd make sure people take responsibility for their own characters. Yeah.
Yeah. Because you can die very easily.
I imagine. Yeah. Okay. So equipment.
Armors, weapon. Chapter 6 is equipment. Other armor, weapons, and other gear can be found in this chapter, along with prices for several, cost of living, animals, like just basically all the prices of basics of what things cost in Pathfinder.
Yeah.
We're probably just gonna go over what our favorite. We're gonna probably look over this beforehand and see what's really cool.
Yeah. I'm just going to put what we've just discussed in the chat so people can keep like bookmarks of what we're doing. So we've got done classes. Chapter 4 is skills. There we go. Skills. Feats. Feats. Feats.
Lots of feats.
Feats, not feet. And then that says equipment. Cool. Spells.
Spells. Let's continue with spells.
Indeed.
Character spells. The character starts with rules for casting spells, determining their effect and getting rid of foes' spells, called counteracting. I need to put an indent into this. Counteracting spells. There is no simple counter spell in this game. No, counteracting spells is very different.
Okay. That'll be interesting.
Yes, you need to know the spell to even counteract that spell. After that, sample spell lists for the arcane and divine spellcasters traditions are included. There are more than arcane and divine spellcasters. These are just 2 of the 4, and that of the 4 main types of magic. And then there's 7 classes of magic.
Amazing.
And then yeah, so
it becomes a little bit like Magic the Gathering then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Next rules for a spell presented in alphabetic order for each spell. Basically, following the spell descriptions are focus spells, special spells granted by specific class abilities and feats, while most spells appear on a multiple spell list. Focus spells are granted only members of a specific class and are grouped together by a class for ease of reference.
So it frees up spells. Interesting. Frees up spells a lot. Makes it both more complicated but more fun, I think.
Yeah. Religion and deities. Characters who venerate a deity should look at this chapter to find rules associated with their faith.
Nice. Well, we're going to look at all the chapters. So, yeah. Chapter 9, playing the game.
This is an important chapter contains the universal rules needed to play Pathfinder, including rules for various modes of player, the basic actions that every character can perform, the rules of combat, and the rules of death and dying. Every player should be familiar with this chapter, especially the DM.
Nice.
Character's wealth. This character includes rules for allocating treasure for characters who do not start at level 1.
Okay. That's cool, actually. Okay, so that's cool.
And then chapter 11,
crafting and... in D&D, I used to start people off with level 3, so they have a chance to mix their classes at the start. So that's what I did. Or if they want to like do one class, it like starts unlocking faster. I quite like that. And also, level 3 means they've been in the world a lot longer than just you're level 1. You've just a new baby adventurer. It's like no. But this seems interesting. Yeah, so we'll definitely read up on that. Chapter 11 then.
Crafting and a treasure. This character finds characters find during the adventure take on many forms, from gold to gemstones to powerful magical weapons. This details guidelines for distributing treasure to characters, as well as descriptions of hundreds of magic items. This chapter also contains rules for alchemical items. Now, this has had recently a new things added to it to do a separate way to do crafting and things like that.
Amazing.
but this takes the most time out of Pathfinder. This thing, because it doesn't take time because it literally will take it literally has a timeline for how long you have to work on it for them to be created.
Amazing. Cool. All right. And then the last thing on this. Go on.
Conditions appendix. The back of the book has an appendix with the rules of all the conditions that you will find in the game.
Nice.
Conditions in Pathfinder. There's a lot of them. Do not expect to remember them all. You're going to need to refer to this a lot. There's so many.
Amazing.
Some give you advantages, some give you disadvantages. There's just so many.
Brilliant. And how are you feeling? Should we crack on with each of these chapters, or are we going to do each its own talk? Maybe each its own talk, because they're each quite in depth, aren't they? Using this book, so yeah. We'll do it like that then. So I think that's it for this D&D talk. And basically, yeah, we'll come back with introduction. So we'll go to chapter 1. All right.
Well, we're still trying to finish introduction. But once we finish introduction, that's when things get more interesting.
Exactly. So this is all just the build up. I'm getting excited already reading it all. And yeah, so thank you everyone for stopping by for this D&D talk. We're going to be more regular and more precise with what we're doing in the future. But thank you everyone for stopping by, and we'll see you on the next chat. Thank you.
Everyone, bye.
Bye everybody.